Today in the crypto space, we see the market still suffering from extreme volatility, Bitcoin hovering around the $103,000 mark, bouncing around this zone, getting longs and shorts pretty much wrecked at this current moment, Ethereum showing a bit of strength, at least holding steady like a stablecoin, and the rest of the crypto space, some of the altcoins are deep in the red, Solana, Sui, Doge, Aptos, all taking a bit of a dip to the downside. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, and of course, I just want to focus on Bitcoin. What's going on with Bitcoin? Is it actually being an indicator for what we should be doing next, or are we just going to wait for Solana to take over this market? So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. Looking for opportunity, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials, the links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's begin because ultimately we are very curious. What is going on here today? What are we expected, to do when we have these really uncertain times with tons of volatility? Of course, now we have, Donald Trump, the president of the United States, taking office, finally getting his moment, and ultimately, obviously, getting his moments in the crypto space as well, with the official Trump token and the Melania meme sucking all the liquidity out of the market, as we discussed a couple of days ago as it was happening. And yesterday, if you missed out on the live stream, guys, it was just a pep talk. The reality is these pep talks are important, especially in times like this where, it's almost like a bit of a black swan scenario where we don't know where the market is going. Ultimately, tons of emotions, and we do see a lot of red and, lots of volatility. And we are seeing currently, I think the market is waking up. I think the market is waking up in the sense that to realize that although we are bullish on Trump and we are bullish on the fact that he's bullish on us, which is the crypto space, but we are not bullish on the token, on the official Trump token. Ultimately, this is a big problem. It's because we've seen the influence of such tokens on how they behave into this market. Look at the Melania token as well. It's down 31%, and the official Trump token is down 28%. And why is this the case? I believe what's really happening here is that ultimately people are realizing that these tokens are not healthy, and they are pumps, and they may dump. And the reality is it could be the case, right? Meme coins do this. Now, what are the fundamentals behind these tokens? The fundamentals behind the tokens and these such tokens are none at the current moment. So this is one of the biggest problems. And as we see, us traditional investors in this crypto space, we are seeing that our bags are really suffering given the fact that these two top coins at the current moment are sucking all the liquidity, which obviously is hurting us in the midterm and is hurting us in the short term. So what we really need to realize is we need to get that liquidity back into the crypto space where it's safer. And ultimately, and I can't believe I'm saying that because altcoins in micro caps and mid caps are nowhere near a safety measure whatsoever, but ultimately this is a sign that there is an issue out there. We are relying with a lot of liquidity, putting a lot of liquidity in the reliance of two meme coins, guys. And that is not healthy for the market. So today, the focus is on Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin telling us? Bitcoin is telling us at the current moment, it doesn't care. Bitcoin got a lot of volatility in the last little bit. Okay, that's fine, but it's still hovering at about $104,000. And that is bullish, right? It didn't bleed out. It didn't fall. And currently, we're also seeing some of the Trump projects. Let's call them the Trump projects because he is buying Ethereum. and he's buying many others, and Solana getting affected, obviously, because both the Trump token and the Melania token are both basically on the Solana chain, which gave Solana a real boost in users and in transaction rate, in transactions, and so on and so forth. And to be honest, the Solana ecosystem is one of the better performing ecosystems in the last bit, right? And this is something that we have to keep in mind, right? And Made in America obviously is a really top narrative in the last little bit, brought in by the Trump, ideas that he's got going on for the crypto space and bringing crypto, the power of crypto into America, and America being full on crypto, which is healthy. Of course, we are bullish. Ultimately, what we are not bullish on is two meme coins sucking all the liquidity out of the healthy, positive tech that we need for this industry to survive. That is what we are not bullish on. Okay, so I'm hoping he got the message. I'm hoping that we, as obviously the custodians of this industry, got the message that we are not looking for pump and dumps, and what we are looking for are healthy projects that we can support and grow alongside with. Okay, so that's the ultimate message here. Now let's scroll through the market here quick, and we'll take a look at what's going on here. Obviously, you can see XRP is looking good. Ethereum still going good. Bitcoin is still looking good. Solana, obviously, BNB still okay. It's struggling a little bit, and Doge rolling over a little bit, but still okay. But as you keep on coming down, you see a lot more dips than expected, right? Because here we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, the 1 hour fractals. And if you start zooming out, a lot of these tokens have been suffering the last little bit, okay? So there are dips across this market. There are a lot of dips that you can be bought, and as you get down to the lower end of the spectrum with the smaller micro caps, they're actually hurting a lot more. Now what we have to understand is that some of the speculative narratives are hurting even more, and this is what we've been talking about in the last 48 hours. And of course, me being bullish on some of these AI agents, I have been deploying capital in there, and I have been DCing, and I have been getting extra aggressive in that narrative, given the fact that a lot of them are down 60-70%, big retracements across the market. So these are opportunities, guys. But then again, you have to know when to stop deploying capital, because you're going to run out. But the good news is that the market's open again tomorrow. Right, today the markets were closed, right? It's a holiday, but ultimately we're going to open up tomorrow. Let's see how the traditional markets react to what's going on here in the crypto space, and let's see what kind of announcements Trump does in the next little while to see if there's anything bullish for the crypto. There's a lot of rumors now that I'm not going to address, but ultimately there's a lot of positivity around the corner for the crypto space. And although we have a lot of fluctuation in price in the last little bit, ultimately it doesn't matter, guys. It's up and to the right eventually. And we just got to be patient. We just got to DCA, and we just got to, basically be DCAing in projects that you are fundamentally bullish on. Price action up and down happens all the time, but really the fundamentals, as long as they're sustainable, the price eventually should continue to the up and to the right, and obviously so should your portfolio. Okay, guys, so that's pretty much it. That's the overall consensus today. There's lots of dips, and I would be zooming out and starting to look at what's really happening maybe on the weekly time frame, because the weekly time frame, we're seeing a lot more of a correction than these 1 hour little fractals. All right, guys, I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's do a quick peep on Bitcoin. What's going on here with Bitcoin? Bitcoin ultimately doesn't really care, right? It's doing good. It's holding up. It's definitely volatile, but it doesn't really care. Let's look at this in a little bit more detail. At one point we had the Trump token, and then the Melania token came out, and it was definitely sucking more liquidity out of the market. And we definitely were at least one step ahead here and realized what was the big issue. And on the Discord, of course, guys, feel free to join the Discord. The links are in the description. It's an absolutely free Discord. And I was very clear about what was happening. I showed that the total market cap was not rising, right? So that meant no fresh capital was coming in. And in addition to that, we saw that clearly the altcoins were bleeding out, with the total 3 and even the others falling down. And then we saw, two massive projects coming out at massive evaluations, sucking all the liquidity. Whereas Bitcoin, all it did was a flinch. That's all it did. And the reality is this is when the Melania token came out, and then some rumors regarding the reserve, the Bitcoin reserve, and then straight back up. And we're still teetering around this level. This, in a healthy scenario, this would just be called a consolidation. But we know what happened. happened here, right? The emotions started kicking in. So what can we expect here from Bitcoin? The reality is that this video might not be a video that, is going to give you an exact perspective. And the reason being is that there's still a lot of emotions. In the next 24 hours, we could still see a lot more emotion. There are promises that we're waiting for to actually come around, and hopefully they do. And if they don't, of course, more emotion. To be honest, this wick pretty much took us to all-time highs, pretty much to a price discovery. It peaked at $109,547, guys, which is pretty high up there. It's pretty volatile here. Lots of good volume as well. The thing is that we're still in times of uncertainty, because we know that the administration is changing. We have some promises that were made, and we want to see some follow-through. The meme coin kind of like stirred things up for us, and now we don't know where we're going, but we can see specifically that Bitcoin doesn't care, right? Bitcoin is holding up, and this is what's the beauty behind Bitcoin, is that ultimately it doesn't rise that hard, right? If you think about the gains that you're making out of Bitcoin, it's not there, in comparison to a potential altcoin season. But then also during negativity and when there's issues, in traditional economy or global issues or whatever, Bitcoin does not flinch. Bitcoin doesn't care, which is what Bitcoin was meant for, and what the use case is for is just, a safety zone for our capital. So it's doing its job. Guys, this rounded bottom that you're seeing right in front of your face is a good indication that eventually we should break. This is a bullish thing right here. Nice W formation breakout is expected. Now, of course, it's taken a bit of a coffee break because of, obviously the discussed topics. And then we do see a bit of this consolidation, which in my opinion is not really the work of the invisible hand of the market, right? Because of course we've gotten manipulation basically emotions caused by certain events that we already discussed. So what faith do we put into price action in the current moment? To be honest, price action charts and all of this, pretty much today and maybe even tomorrow, throw them out the window, guys. It's time to touch grass. It's time to just, hang back, find opportunities, and put some of these opportunities on your watch list and come up with a plan. Bitcoin is telling us right now is that it's taking it easy, right? And if you're not taking it easy right now, just go look at the altcoin market. You're being punished for not taking it easy. If Bitcoin is taking it easy, so should you. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't get involved, right? But it just means take it easy, do it slowly. If you are just walking into this market right now fresh, guys, you're getting really good opportunities to start building positions. Okay, you're getting a decent pullback before a parabolic run could definitely come around. And these are prime conditions for V recoveries in the market, especially once things settle and certainty kicks back into the market. Okay, guys, so you're getting extreme fire sale opportunities, especially on the newer speculative narratives. Again, AI agents, even some AI projects. We have some meme coins if you're interested, deep in the red. And obviously some traditional projects like Phantom, guys. Phantom right now is, and Supra are two projects right now, and even Hyperliquid, so undervalued. Okay, so undervalued. And the projects right now, based on what Bitcoin is showing us, that Bitcoin doesn't care, all those dips that have fallen to extreme levels are clearly undervalued and are showing divergence in the sentiment of what crypto is all about. Bitcoin is pumping and pretty much touched price discovery today, and while altcoins are falling, we're waiting for the big rotation. The thing is that where are we waiting this rotation from? We're waiting from a bit of this rotation, not only traditionally from Bitcoin, but also from the Trump and Melania coins. That, guys, those two tokens, they are eventually going to have to rotate and give the capital back to the market. We see that the total is not bringing in new fresh capital. Okay, it would be nice to get that, obviously, but obviously we also need some of these individuals in the crypto space to realize that those projects without fundamentals are not sustainable, and eventually that will kick in, and eventually they'll go back to the fundamentals, because fundamentals are a lot safer. And this is where I'm going to conclude, because ultimately this is what we're looking for, is opportunity. Okay, guys, so really I think in the next little while we should be studying the market. market. Of course, I'm going to be live tonight talking about crypto news and price action, and we'll be going through the charts again. We'll be looking for opportunities. We'll be talking about what we should be doing in the next little while, because these again are the last dips that we could see in this market before we start tearing it up to the upside. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor, slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.